Hey everyone, I just wanted to kind of give you guys some ranking proof here, along with how we are approaching ranking in particular areas. So, first off, this particular client, um, they are ranking for foundation repair, and we're ranking in Fort Worth, which is a city with approximately 860,000 people, give or take. Um, Outside of just Fort Worth here, in some of the southern parts, which we've been told, because we're not in all of Fort Worth, which is up here, which we will be expanding to this. This client has only been with us for 2 months. They've never had SEO, and they've never been, they've never been ranked for any keywords. This is a brand new site. It was approximately maybe 2 weeks old by the time we got a hold of it, maybe two and a half. I'm not exactly sure on the specific date. They have no clue about SEO. They just got a website done and contacted us. There are some smaller cities out here that he had an address in, so he wasn't even in Fort Worth. His address is somewhere around in this particular area. So, one, we started to, the very first month, we completely started to dominate his whole entire area. After we started to dominate his area, we started to want to spread into the Fort Worth area. This particular location where we're already ranked here, when we look into our maps and we start to kind of get this out, we're already in approximately 200,000 people. This right here, the rest of this radius, this will allow us to expand by approximately 1 million people. So we'll have about 1.2 million people in this whole entire radius and on all of this, because these are very dense cities and this is a dense area. So with that being said, this is competitive. We're running on a normal package. I think he did a little bit extra, but this is a normal recommended package that we would recommend to someone for this particular type of competition. If it was a lower competition area, we would recommend a lower competition package, of course. So again, with this specific one, foundation repair is very competitive because foundation repair companies are making upwards of $5,000, $10,000 out in Texas, and I've been told that he's had $20,000 and $30,000 jobs, as high as $30,000. With that being said, now I want to explain a little bit how we go into companies that are already pre-ranked and improve them. So if someone tells me, "Hey, we're ranking extremely good," well, what about the rest of the areas? I've helped businesses, brick and mortar buildings. I've been there for 40 years, spent close to $1 million in SEO, and what do you know? Before you know it, they're like, "Hey, Matt, we already ranked everywhere for number one." It's like, well, you're ranked in a small perimeter, but what about when we get out here? So what we start to do is we do something called radius SEO. And with this particular gentleman and his business, this is his second month. And he's getting a lot of calls. This is not the only keyword we're ranking for. We are completely dominating the smaller city, and we're starting to rank for several different Fort Worth terms. So he is extremely happy. I think he just paid for his third month yesterday, and we're getting a decent amount of calls. I believe he said that he landed 11 jobs that were a minimum amount of approximately around $5,000. He said he had some smaller ones, but the 11 big ones, that's what he was telling us. And I asked him average ticket. He said if he had to guess, they were around $5,000 a piece. So I would say that's a very good return on investment. 2 months in, can you count on this every single time? 2 months? No. Generally, we say, sometimes Google's algorithm is mixed on a local and national algorithm. So because it's mixed, we may be able to rank up the local pretty quick, but since it needs the national side as well, that generally takes approximately 3 months. Sometimes a little bit shorter if we're right in the middle of an algorithm update. Maybe we can get some work in there. The bad part is if we're a month away, sometimes we can't get enough. So sometimes it may take 4 months for that national. That way, because we need to wrap back around for another national algorithm update. But long story short here is this is impressive results. This is, again, no SEO. we took this from no SEO to completely dominating approximately 200,000 population, and we're quickly spreading into these areas. What we generally do to start spreading into some of these areas is we will actually start doing what's called radius SEO, and we will start pinpointing and embedding particular longitude and latitudes inside of some of the images that we're using. So obviously it's more beneficial to start on this perimeter here and start embedding images on websites, on GStacks, whatever it may be, adding them with our press releases, adding them with GMB posts. So what we're doing is we're telling Google we belong in this area. We want to use these and put them into our meta information, put them on pages. Again, when we're doing Google Stacks, we want to make sure that the information is on there. So this is just kind of our process. So now that this particular gentleman is thinking, hey, we're everything, everywhere that I wanted, everything that I've already had is done, little does he know we still have to expand here. And then after we expand here, and after we start on all these, I mean, what about here? What about here? What about up here in the rest of Fort Worth? What about, over to Arlington and so on? Because he doesn't mind doing this. But what you want to do is you want to focus on your small block. You want to become an authority in this particular area. And this is where people generally go wrong. They try to start working out here. And because you're not an authoritative figure here, why would they give you out here? Become an authoritative figure, become a great brand in your particular vicinity, then you spread out. Then you start going all over, here. And when you do that, now you can start to target these particular higher density areas or whatever you may be in, and get more clients and more clients. And this is how you constantly improve what you're doing for SEO. Now, there may become a point where you're doing all the work you can possibly do and you're maintaining everything. And say, for example, we're trying to do GMB posts to here, and you notice, that it's not maintaining well, so we have to keep them going. Or, we're doing press releases to this. We're doing a Google Ultimate Stack to this. We're uploading new documents with this. Well, after you get so many of them, you can only work on so many for a particular budget. That's when we go back to the board and say, all right, for the budget we're working on, we got this particular radius. When we try to go further, it's falling. Now we need to expand what we're doing. We need more of a budget to work outwards to get more calls, more clients for your business. So that's how we go back. That's how, for example, if you're an SEO company listening to this, that's how you would ask for more money from your particular clients, because it does take more money in order to rank further out. Now, there is a point of no return. Eventually, we're not going to be able to rank so far out into a particular area that because Google is going to stop us. You can go out, obviously here we are, you can see that we're ranking. You can see we're ranking here, even a 19 here. These are all great indications and saying here is 20 plus, we're at least showing up. Eventually, we will start to slowly crawl into these particular areas. I mean, this is great news. When I see an 11, I know that we haven't even done any work out here yet, and it's already pushed to a number of 11. These areas, this is easy. We're going to completely dominate these areas. In another 2 months, all of this will be green. Everything will be green in this particular vicinity. I'm even hoping some of these 14 start to turn in here into green, and we're into the 3-pack for all these areas. So anyways, this is a quick rundown. A great, a great website that, you can see 2 months competitive area. Fort Worth is very, very competitive. It's almost in there in the top 15 cities for the highest population in the United States. So here you guys go. This is not also something that's very easy to do. It's not your $200 fixing toilets or, installing and maybe it's like an electrician. It's nothing easy like that. This is up there. Again, these are $5,000, $10,000 jobs that we're going for and ranking for in these particular terms. So again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I have many, many more of these that I can send over to you guys. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.